Hey golf people, I've got a club that I'm pretty excited to play, and I think it might be the most expensive golf club I've ever swung in my life. It's the Callaway Big Bertha. This is the new 2023 model, and can it perform? Can it live up to the price? Boy, I don't know, but I'm really excited to find out. Now, if you look at the technology this club has, the reason it's so expensive is it's made out of titanium. Titanium, a very expensive metal. In general, with titanium, there is a lot of loss in the production process. That's why this thing is $400+ per iron. We've had sets of clubs on this channel that cost as much as one of these in my hand. Boy, can it possibly perform to its price tag? That's what we're gonna find out today. Now, this thing is packed with technology. You can see on the backside, you've got a carbon fiber construction back there. You've got heavier tungsten weight at the bottom, and you've got all that light titanium in the face and at the top of this club. So multi-metal construction, multi-material with that carbon fiber as well. And it's all about getting that center of gravity as low as possible, increasing the MOIs. To my knowledge, it's the first titanium club on the market, and it's got the price tag to show it. It's almost like handling a piece of gold. Guys, we'll talk more about the price of these things after I hit them, but I just want to try these things out and see what they can do. Now, I'm going to be optimistic here, and I've set my flag out there at 170 yards, so let's see how this thing does. Now, I've got the Elevate 95-gram stiff shaft on this thing, and it's the shaft I've been pretty much using for all of my demos here. It's the same shaft you probably saw me demo the Ping i230s with, so this should give us a pretty good apples to apples against that club, and we'll compare that club to this club. They're not in the same category by any means, but just to give us something for a baseline. Now, looking down at this thing, it is a chunky monkey, but this is really a super game improvement club. We've got a lot of high polished metal there at the toe and the heel, and in the middle you've got that brushed titanium face. Big thick top line and considerable amount of offset. First shot here, let's see. Well, that is pretty darn straight for our first golf shot, and we're just going to make the front of the green there. Distance 167 yards. Backspin 4198. About 4,500 is ideal for me, but if you saw my Ping i230 shots, we averaged about 3,600 RPM with that. So we'll continue to see how the spin does with this. Carried 151 there. Now, that wasn't all I had by any means. Let's give it a second shot here. Boy, this is a straight club. That one's gonna just hit the front of the green and rolled towards the back. Carried 160 there, total 174. Backspin again, 4,068. So the backspin is better. Definitely better, more like we want to see. Now, if we talk about sound and feel off this club, it's got more of a clicky sound to it. It's not that thud that you get from some clubs, that compressed, forged thud. It's not that, it's more clicky. The feel though, feels actually very good if you can get past the sound. All right, third shot here. Somebody's drilling something in the background. Take a real swing at this thing. Boy, that is straight. It looks pretty high. That landed on the green, and it's rolling towards the back. My distance there, 174, carried 162 in the air, which is really good. Really good. Backspin 4273, peak height 29 yards. Launch angle 20. Boy, I gotta say, I'm pretty surprised that we're seeing these numbers, honestly. Ball speed 111, that's high. That is very high for me. I'm usually about 108 with my Tacomos, something like that. Let's go one more here. All right. Boy, guys, that is straight. These are my first swings of the day, other than I took a pitching wedge just to hit a couple just to warm my body up. But I haven't been here all day swinging the club. Carried 162, total 172, backspin 42.11. Considerably better numbers than I was seeing out of the last video. If you were to go back and look at my Tacoma versus Ping I-230 video, these numbers considerably better. Worth $400 plus better? Is it 3 times the price better? I don't know about that, but it's good. Ball speed 110 there. I'm gonna try one more swing here. I always like to have 5 good swings, and I haven't had a bad swing yet. And there's another good one. Boy, get in the hole, get in the hole. Guys, I'll be quite honest with you. I came here ready to just destroy these clubs and say, it's way too expensive. There's no way you should buy a club like this. But with these results, I'm getting probably 5 yards more than my normal clubs. Everything is dead straight. Let's just quickly recap the numbers here. My average ball speed leaving the club, 110.1 miles per hour. Launch angle, almost 20 degrees, 19.8. Backspin, 41.26. Again, considerably higher than both the Tacomas and Ping I-230s from the other day. In terms of descent angle, 42.8 degrees. I was only 4.2 yards offline. Peak height 28, which is pretty good. A little lower than where I like to be, is about 29.30, but not that bad. Carried 162, total 173 yards. Guys, those are really good numbers. Really, really good numbers. What I'm gonna do here is just really test the workability of this club. Anytime you've got something that's uber forgiving, and you could see that everything was dead straight off the club. My first 5 swings, you didn't miss any swings there. I showed you everything that I did. Usually if a club has extreme forgiveness like this, it's gonna lack somewhere. And for most clubs, that's going to be in the workability, where trying to move the ball right and left. So I'm gonna try to hit a couple of fades here. I'm gonna open up my stance a little bit, open the club face up a little bit, see if we can get this thing to fade a little bit, and then we'll try to hit some draws with it. All right, so first we'll try to hit a few fades. Again, I'm going to open my stance up, weaken my grip just a little bit, take more of an outside in swing. That's how you hit a fade. Let's see if we can do it with this club. Well, it's fading a little bit. As you can see, losing distance, which you're going to do, a fade is not as powerful of a shot as a draw shot. But it faded. Let's see if I can just make a little better contact. And it's a slight fade. That's better contact, a little more center in the club than the other shot. Front right of the green, just gonna make the green there. Should have a little more spin with a fade too, which I do. 4,318 RPM, carried 153, rolled out to 167. I'm gonna hit one more fade here and see where this thing ends up. Oop, I double crossed myself. First bad swing, first bad swing. All right, let's see if we get a nice fade. That was the swinger, not the club, guys, clearly. And there's the fade again. Short and right, which I would expect from that shot. Now, normally my natural shot's a draw. We're just gonna see if we can hook a couple balls here. So I'm strengthening my grip just a little bit more inside to out, even than my normal swing. Let's see if we can work this ball around an imaginary tree. All right, it's curving a little bit. It started way out right, came back center, just missed the green. I'm on the front fringe there. And it did move right to left. It wasn't super extreme, but there was some movement there. Let's see if I can move it even a little bit more. I'm really closing my stance down here too. That one I left out to the right. When you're trying trick shots, that happens from time to time. Let me try one more here. Make sure I make good contact. And here it comes back. So if I was grading the workability of this club on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it about a 4, maybe a 5 out of 10. It's not horrible, but again, that's the trade-off with an uber forgiving club. Man, I gotta say, guys, I'm pretty impressed. Again, I don't know if I could dish out the money myself. I'd probably wait for these things to come on the secondary market. But if money's not an issue to you and you're ready to drop $4,000 on a set of golf clubs, certainly this has to be in the conversation. Now, the one problem that I do see with these clubs is who they're geared for. The person they're geared for is oftentimes a beginner or someone who's probably not playing a whole lot of golf because they're a really high handicap. This is basically a super game improvement club. Are those people out there shopping for the top of the line? I gotta think very rarely. So I don't know what Callaway's strategy is necessarily, but all I can say is it's a pretty darn good club in terms of performance and in terms of stats. Are there buyers out there for it? You decide, you tell me, let me know down below in the comments. I can't wait to read them, to be quite honest with you. Like I said, most expensive club I've ever swung. Is it worth it? It's up to you. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you back here very soon on another edition of Let's Play Thru.